Hi, welcome back to MTurk Guide. Thanks for joining. This webcast is going to be about 411 Richmond, specifically receipt transcription. These ones are actually extract purchased items, so it's a line-by-line transcription, one-for-one deal. They have other ones, the single values that I've done, and they also have fixing what they call transcription. I believe it's scraped. It's a kind of a computer-generated scrape that they put into their format, and then you've got to fix it. So this is the one-for-one full transcription. The reason that I'm doing this one is it was requested in the comments on another video. I really appreciate requests and any feedback that you have. I mean, if these videos are helpful or not helpful, or you want to see something else, please do let me know, because it helps me plan what I'm going to be recording on any given day. Also gives me a little bit of direction. I have a bunch that I've been working on, webcasts. I have pandas, creating pandas in both Turkmaster and Panda Crazy, and then some more in-depth webcasts on Panda Crazy and Turkmaster themselves. And then I have a few other requesters that I want to do a few in-depth webcasts on. So I've got a bunch coming up, but if you have something that interests you, please let me know so I can add it to the list. Okay, we're going to jump right in here. This hit is a 1 cent base, which means as long as it's approved, you're going to get your 1 cent. Don't spend it all in one place. But aside from that, there is a bonus available, and you'll see right here is 0.004 cents for each item you transcribe, and it will count up here. So, longer receipts will obviously get you more of a bonus. The bonus are paid out usually about a day and a half, 2 days or so after it's approved. The original hit is approved. And if you don't know, you know how you get bonuses. It'll be on your dashboard, but you also get an email. So if you have a Turk email set up that you don't monitor all the time, pop in there every now and again so you make sure you're getting your bonus emails and you see that you're getting your bonuses. All right, so when you first pop into these, I always like to make sure that I know exactly what the columns are that they're looking for, and this is the big one. Usually this is either item description or it's SKU number, and obviously SKU is the bunch of numbers right here next to the item description. So in this case, they're looking for the item description, which is pretty simple. So I'm going to dive on in, and we'll quickly go through one. So you put in the item description. I put it just as is. You put the price, and then you move on. I always use the same case. So in this case, it's all uppercase. I don't deviate from what's in front of me, just because that's how I transcribe. Okay, in this particular case, you can see, I'm going to magnify this for you. The second to last number is obscured a little bit. I believe that to be a 9, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in as 4.98. Okay, moving on. Dr. Pepper at 1.68. BPHDMT16C, whatever that is, and that is 596. Okay, and then as far as multiples of the same thing, I always just do exactly what the line item says. So if there's 5 line items of exactly the same thing, I just put 5 line items exactly the same thing. I just cut and paste and put them in. It's just, again, the way I transcribe is I believe personally that transcription should be exactly the way the receipt looked. But if you read the directions, I think some of them do say that it's okay to roll up, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button, to roll up something like that into just a 5 quantity, where you could put like quantity, 5, and then just put the 1 line item. Some allow you to do that. I don't get into that habit because some don't want you to do that. And so if you do it in the wrong one, you risk a rejection. So I just always do it one way or the other. If you have a better memory for the various requesters, then by all means do it that way, so that you know, if you can remember which one plays by which rules, then please do. But as you'll notice as I'm going through this, these lines are generating by themselves below. If you want to get rid of one, you hit the red button there. If you want to add one, you can go ahead and just put the down button. If you want to insert one above, go ahead and do that. So these three buttons are very simple, just inserting, deleting. Now, aside from that, I mean, that was a pretty simple one. Oh, I did it. I forgot the bread. Got the bread. Okay. 18. All right. Sorry about that. Forgot the bread. Okay. So now I can see that my subtotal is $28.98, and I can see that my subtotal on the receipt is $28.98. So I know that I got the peanut butter right, even though the price was a little bit obscure. Sometimes, yeah, you got to reverse engineer that stuff, but yeah, sometimes you do. But okay, so the only other thing on these ones really is that sometimes, aside from item, which is just item purchased in a normal manner, you might have a void. One might argue, okay, well, the person scanned it and then they void it and that was it. Why would you put it on the receipt? Well, the marketers have their reasons for wanting that information. They put the void button here for a reason. So I'm just going to transcribe it. You know, technically they are paying me for that line item. So I would say that's probably the other disadvantage to rolling up these line items of the same ones, like the chicken dunks there, is that you'd be paid for one line item instead of being paid for 5. So again, think of it in that way. I mean, these aren't big money, but it still is what it is. You're getting paid per line. And then for coupon, you'll see if I put coupon and then, oops, I already did that one. Sorry. If I did coupon, it actually took away that $2.18. So it just subtracts it. So you would use it just like, you know, you would just put the description and the amount of the coupon, and then it's a subtraction line essentially. So I mean, that's that one. They get much, much longer at times. You'll see here that this was calculating the whole time, all of my line items. So here I'm looking at a total of 0.074 cents for the receipt. I mean, I could have flown through this if I wasn't, you know, explaining it on a webcast. I've said it before, I'll say it again, these are not huge money makers. These won't make you a millionaire. I don't even think these will make you like a 20-aire. But when it's slow, when you're building your numbers, or if you're a very fast typist, these are great. You know, they're almost always there in fairly large batches. This particular requester has got a good reputation. They have this little MTurk stats thing where you can click on it and it tells you, you know, your stats for the last so many, last month. So I haven't been doing these lately because I've been doing a lot of webcasts, but you see, this is my, you know, total earned in the last month. I had 100% acceptance rate. I did 49 of them. And that's because I do a lot of the single value ones. So I basically did all single value ones, but it tells you exactly what it is. So they have that little view, which is nice. And the timers aren't obscenely low. You know, you can stack them up in your queue if you want to, and just bang them out when you have time. But you know, if you do get to the point where it's very long receipts and it's like your eyes are kind of crossing, you can open these in a separate window just by clicking on it and then kind of split your screen if that helps. Or sometimes what I do is I just break it into chunks and I say, okay, you know, the first, you know, 5 end with bread. Or if I find something that's obvious to me, I mark it there and I do those ones and then I move on to the next bunch. You know, it is possible to go cross-eyed when you have 100 item, you know, receipt, but yeah, they're pretty simple. I don't know what to say about these, except you know, if you can't read the receipt completely, even after you make sure you click on it, enlarge it to make sure you actually can't read it completely. And then you could just hit that cannot read receipt. And I think you get a warning that says like, are you sure? You know, again, they're just trying to prevent people from taking the easy way out and just saying it's not readable. But again, If it isn't, then it isn't. There's nothing you can do about that. And then when you've put everything in and you've verified that you've got everything, if you get to the bottom and something's way off, in this particular case, I can see that there were 16 items sold and the subtotal all match up. So I'm good. I feel good about this. But if you have some major discrepancy, obvious places are to look is your quantities, look at your prices, make sure you didn't mistype a price, and make sure you didn't, put an item as a coupon or a coupon as an item. For the most part, you can ignore the price per item because that auto generates. The only time I look at that is if I accidentally put, in the case where there was a multiple on the line item, like there was 3, $1 items, I put $1 instead of $3, and you'll see my price per item would have been like 33 cents rather than $1 per item. So again, you just gotta, when you're typing away, sometimes you make silly mistakes, but those are the likely culprits in terms of the mistakes made. But yeah, when you're all set, you just go ahead and you submit your receipt data, and there's that the warning, have you entered every item on the receipt? Warning, submitting receipts that are incomplete will result in your account being blocked from performing hits. So this particular requester, like many requesters, has had problem with scammers, just, trying to, throw in 100 hits or whatever, and without really doing them or verifying them. That's not what we're talking about here. And I don't think the people that are listening to this are doing that. So, if you've done what I did, you did it to the best of your ability, you went ahead and put everything in, you checked it from the perspectives you had, you're good. So you don't need to worry about it. So you hit okay and you're all done. So that's that item, Richmond, 4011 Richmond. And that's just the true transcription receipt to receipt. So again, I hope that helps. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to the next webcast. Thanks, everybody.